the bond between a mother and a daughter, it's one of a kind, but one mother-daughter team has taken bonding to a whole new level.
Aliyah and I have a very unique relationship. Most people don't think we're mother and daughter, though. They see us and they're like, oh, you're sisters.
My mom, she's my best friend. Everything that I have going on, I want to experience with her.
This Brazilian butt lift idea came about 2 months ago.
My friends were talking about getting a Brazilian butt lift. It's where they take fat from different areas where you don't want it, and they put it in your butt. Just got it in my head. I said, oh, I want one too. Me and my mom, we do everything together. I just called her up on my phone and I said, hey, Mom,
you want to get a Brazilian butt lift? And I was like, Brazilian butt lift? I was like, there ain't nothing wrong with my butt.
She has a flat booty. I love her. Her poor butt.
When she first told me she wanted to do it, my thought was, her butt definitely looks better than mine. So why does she want to do this? But I'm all for whatever you feel makes you happy, do it.
My butt now is just a little cup, but I want my butt to be, you know, like bam. I think my mom is gorgeous, and I'm not just saying that because she's my mother. She shines from the inside out, so I think she should have it all. And right now, she doesn't. She has a little flat booty, and I think that she should have a voluptuous body.
I trust her judgment 100%. She wants me to be my best, and she basically was saying, Mom, you could use a booty, so let's do this together, and I accept it.
Confident that they truly wanted Brazilian butt lifts, we followed Sandy and Aliyah as they both had surgery on the same day with New York City plastic surgeon Dr. Matthew Schulman.
This is where I'm going to focus on getting the waist more narrow. Okay, perfect. So the first thing I'm going to do is pump her up with tumescent fluid. The fluid plumps the fat cells up, and it allows me to suck them out more easily. As the fat starts to collect in the canisters, then Allison, my physician assistant, and Jay, my nurse, will be working to process the fat. I always place my liposuction scars in areas that are well hidden. And I'm also very careful to stagger the scars a little bit so they don't look perfectly even. Because when you see that person on the beach and they have a pair of perfectly symmetric dots, you know exactly what they had done. We're going to do the same thing we did on the front, now on the back. So as soon as I'm done harvesting all the fat from here, I'll start injecting fat into the butt. Okay, so this is the first syringe of fat that's gonna go in. I'm gonna put a lot of fat in. She wants to be as big as possible. We're gonna put some stitches. Now we're gonna bring Aliyah to the recovery room.
Aliyah's mom is here.
Oh, she could barely get up. I love you.
Love you too.
Okay, part 2. So now I'm doing the same thing on Divine that we did on Aliyah. My technique's a little bit different because her skin is a little bit looser, so I'm gonna be a little bit more conservative in the amount of fat that I remove, and now I'm sucking it out so that the fat is now gonna collect in that canister, and then we'll go ahead and process it in the same way we did before. All right, let's get her turned. So now I just have to inject the fat. You can sort of see the area start to plump up as I'm injecting the fat. So I just finished with Divine, and she's doing great. She's in recovery room right next to her daughter.
Please welcome Sandy and Aliyah to the show. We also have Dr. Schulman joining us.
I have to ask you, ladies. Well, first I have to say you're both so beautiful. I can't tell who's mom and who's daughter. You guys look like sisters. But so, are you ladies happy with your butts now?
Absolutely.
How you feeling?
Rachel, I can't do it, but can you ask them to stand up and show us?
Sure. Can you ladies stand up and show us the new booties?
We didn't see before. Let me see. Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh, they look like
hearts.
I mean, these are all the rage right now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, though. I mean, you had a pretty good backside to begin with that I'm looking at there. Now, I mean, it is boom out there.
Thank you.
I mean, this is the trend we're seeing, right? I mean, butts are in, no pun intended.
Yeah, this is a big deal around the world and the country. I mean, you know, 5 years ago, I never made a butt bigger. Now everyone wants a butt bigger. And not only do they want the butt bigger and the hips bigger, but they want the waist that's attached to that butt even smaller. So that's what we're doing.
And you make such a great point. To get that kind of result, I mean, how much did you have to inject? How much fat did you have to find on their bodies elsewhere to put into their butts?
There's a lot of fat that was taken out. I took out about 5 liters of fat from them through regular
right.
So that's through regular liposuction technique. Then after that fat was processed, everything I got out went back in. So we just moved it.
So then 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, does the fat start to fall? Does it start to
cellulite?
Does it
bumpy?
You know, do you get a lot
there
of
really
cellulite?
should be no change as they age. The fat is their own fat cells. It's permanent. It's their own
But now
fat
is all
cells.
their fat going to go to their butt instead of going here? Is it all going to get bigger and bigger and bigger on their butt?
I mean, if they were to gain weight, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess potentially
That's what I mean.
it could go to those fat cells you put in the
So
butt.
you could have ginormi butts.
You know, if anything, and we see that like with breast implants, that if you filled out loose skin to actually resist gravity better, the fact that that skin is under tension from that added volume, those butts are probably
Their butts are firm. They're firm. They're lifted. They're tight.
Do they
so
feel
it's-
firm, honestly?
They do.
They do?
So
We're going to have to take your word on that.
Dr. Berman's prone to come down and... I've seen it firsthand. Really quickly, gentlemen.
How much will something like this cost?
Something like this is going to run upwards of $10,000.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only is it all the liposuction and the sculpting, but then we're processing that fat and putting it back in. So it's certainly not cheap. It's expensive, but it can be life-changing.
And we do have to go, but really quickly, risks with this, or...
You know, liposuction we've been doing now for 30 years, so it's pretty safe technique, and now processing the fat, putting it back in, I mean, is now standard.
More cellulite or less cellulite on the butt now that there's
It's really
more
unrelated.
fat?
You know, cellulite is totally different. It's not fat.
It's not going to be dimples.
It's more superficial. I mean, the more filling, potentially, it may be a little bit better with that much filling.
That's why we always say, go to a board-certified plastic surgeon like yourself, Dr. Schulman. Thanks for being here. Sandy and Elia, thank you as well. You two both truly are beautiful.
And I'm going to squeeze.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Coming up next.